Are we live?
We are live.
Very good.
Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, my name is John Trudeau. I'm a pinball game designer. Been around since I was born, but in pinball since 1979. I'm having a good time here at the 2014 Southern Fried Game Room Expo.
That's right. So what do you think of it so far? It's a good turnout.
This is a nice
reaction.
show. It's a first effort for the Atlanta area. I'm glad to see it being a very successful effort, I think. A lot of different machines here than I'm used to seeing. I've been to a number of shows already, but there's always unique pieces at each show. And this is no different, and I was happy to see them and enjoy playing things I don't see on a regular basis.
Well, I saw you play a game or two. What was a game or two that you played while here?
Boy, now I don't remember. Most of them were electromechanicals, and some were Williams and the old Gottliebs, and a couple of Bally's. You just don't run into the classic stuff. It's a different kind of pinball, the game itself too. But I enjoy it.
Welcome back to Designing Games.
Thank you.
They already went over it in the presentation, but how did you get back into Stern?
Stern was a lightning bolt kind of thing. I was just moping along with my regular old job and got a phone call from George Gomez, who was also designing for Stern at the time, but he had an opportunity to go upstairs and become I'm not sure if he's a vice president or director now, but he couldn't do that and design at the same time, so they needed another designer. And they talked amongst themselves, being John Borg and Steve Ritchie, and they both suggested me.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up. So John's easy to work with, and he'll get your stuff done on time. So that's where I came from.
So they brought you in and put a game on your lap, or did they say, hey, help out with this or that, or they just, how did it come
in the beginning, yeah, it was pretty much, we're going to bring you in, we have this project we'd like you to work on. And, okay, fine.
What did you think of the Mustang theme when you say, hey, Mustang?
It's hard to do a car theme in pinball, for me, my personal opinion. So it was good because Mustang's a nice car. It was its 50th anniversary, so it was a good reason to have one. And Ford was very good to work with. They were very enthusiastic, so they were a good partner to work with.
The nitrous oxide in it, I'm thinking that's not stock. So they're really thinking about the aftermarket. They understand that aftermarket, just like pinball.
As long as we didn't do any blasphemous
explosions or Chevys running them over.
Exactly. They were really on board with everything. They understand how people trick out automobiles too. You know, you buy a Mustang and you want to race it, you're not going to just go race it. You're going to fix it up.
Right. Mustang, I notice, has Gottlieb targets on it. What inspired putting these non-standard Gottlieb style, the metal ones behind the drop targets, like the metal?
Oh, yeah, no, those aren't metal.
They are metal. Behind the drop targets.
Yeah, they're plastic.
They're plastic.
Yeah.
I haven't seen those in a Stern game.
No,
I had those.
Those are unique to that game too, because in order to get them in there, their drop target bank won't adapt the way the Gottlieb's drop target bank would. And yeah, it's just something to do when you have a 5 bank targets there, and you knock 4 of them down. There's a lot of rubber band to hit.
Right.
You know, especially when it's a sweet kill shot, the kill zone right there.
Yeah.
So give them something to hit. So I put the 2 targets in the colored targets in there, which are coordinated with the red and blue stripes.
Yeah, I have that similar target in my Street Fighter 2 to shoot for.
Yeah. So it's something more to shoot for. The drop targets are down, but you've got still something to hit.
And it's a different target, so it's a little different dynamic.
Yes. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. Stand-up target. It'll bounce off differently.
And it's solid. It's not like something you have to adjust or anything. It's solid. It's in place.
Right.
From what I can tell. In my opinion, it's a great or horrible game for tournaments. Like if you have a real good game, you're like, oh yeah, hitting these jackpots. You're like, oh no, like you don't even want to acknowledge this score. Oh yeah. But I was it has music to rock out to, where you put your headphones on and rock on your own music. But it's a rocking game. It's like it's not a stop and go or like, oh, I'm waiting for it. No, it's nonstop.
You'll never wait for it. That game is fast.
And the only moment you have to chill out is when you're, in the
bowl.
In the bowl, and even then you're like, oh crap, what am I going to shoot for next? Like, oh crap.
What's the setup?
It's kind of nice how when it goes across that ramp, it's kind of it's translucent. So I don't even. It's like, it just comes right back to you.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice big long feed into the bowl.
And you're not going to get it every game. You're not going to get that shot every game. Just like Creature, you certainly weren't going to get that shot every game.
You get it more on this one than on Creature.
Oh yeah.
Creature was a multi-ball feature, and this one on the Pro at least is not. I'm not sure if they changed it much for the LE and Premium though, because the crossover ramp was taken out of the Pro, and I really was disappointed that they had to do that. But it's still a good game. But
the logistics are, if you put it in a game, it can get cost cut into the LE, right? Like that's
what happened.
You're like, oh, you stack it. You're like, all right, well, that stacks later.
Right.
I like that. You fight for what you want, and you get it. You get it in some form.
Right.
I'm a collector operator. I put games in record shops, tattoo places, music venues, bars, all types of places.
Laundromat.
I can't even get in them. That's.
I remember seeing them in there. That's all.
I put an EM because it's three quick balls. I've routed Creature from the Black Lagoon. I've routed Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd did great with the bill acceptor, super game. Creature is one of the worst games on route earnings for me. They always say, "Oh, it's great, it's beautiful, this, that." They didn't play it. How well did these games do on route?
That happens. Some games don't do well on route. Some games do better in arcades.
And initially, how well did because from what I've been told in like Williams' time, they'd put it out and see how well it did on route, in testing.
They all got tested. They all went to arcades or locations that we had 10 games to go send out on test.
So both those games specifically, they did relatively well on route, Okay.
And it was not only just a collection check, it was a shakedown cruise essentially for everything on there. Anything new, anything old, some new problem arises that we don't know, and we find most of them back then.
What's the story behind the Dead World lock mech?
Originally, it was designed to hold the balls in stasis on the ring, and then get picked off by the magnet crane. And for some strange reason, the European distributor got real crazy about the fact that he says, what happens if the crane doesn't work? The game will be locked up. But my argument was, what happens if an up kicker or ball eject hold doesn't work? The game will get locked up. And they opted to defer to the distributor's fear. They're the ones spending the money.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate. The first Judge Dredd I had, it didn't work. It didn't have the mod. The second one I have, it works flawlessly. It's going en route to a comic shop whenever they make space. They're knocking down walls, which I can't wait.
Nice place to go to.
Yeah.
Judge Dredd is a good pin because it was modeled after the comic book.
Right.
Not after the movie.
Right.
I was offered the movie. I said no. I said it's got to be the real Judge.
The call out seemed just straight from
him.
But the voices are great too. I'm like, to me, it's a total package. It's my favorite super game.
The second Dredd movie, I just loved.
Yes.
Yeah. That was just Dredd.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. It's arch nemesis. She was sinister and slow, and in 3D it was great.
I have I have the DVD 3D.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched it yet.
Yes.
Because I've just moved and I got to get everything.
Oh, I was just
I
sitting
can't
there.
wait.
I was like, he captured it perfectly.
I can't wait.
Judge Dredd or 2 down the road, I'd love to see the pinball again. Judge Dredd is a 50-cent game, and Super Game was $1.
Yeah, 2 credits.
Why wasn't it? Could the code not be done to make it 75 cents? Like $1 is a lot back then, 20 years ago.
It was an experiment.
It was.
Yeah, it was never nobody. We made this super pin, and I says, well, let's make a super game, and that's what it came out to be.
Is it supposed to be 2 balls or 3 balls coming out at once? Because
I
mine
think 3.
did different. Yeah.
I think it was 3. It was just like multi-ball right now.
And
That's it.
And it's kind of like a psychological test because the super game is a green button and the regular game is orange. I swear they hit green more than orange. They put $1 in, they hit green. They put $1 in, they hit green. It's earned so well. I mean, I wish I was out there. I wish every game had a super game. I mean, for earning's sake. And they enjoy it, and they've enjoyed it. I had it at, a tattoo place. I had it at like a Magic Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons card gaming place.
Yeah, sure.
They played the heck out of it. You're a musician. We're gonna get to the campy question. Here we go. You're a musician. A few people in the pinball industry have been performing musicians as well, or they're musically inclined. If you made a pinball musician band composed of pinball musicians, who would you have?
Oh, I don't know.
Any name?
I don't remember if I've even heard any of these guys play. I know there's a lot of people.
Like Steve Ritchie
played.
cranking
Greg
out.
Freres played.
Yep.
Kevin O'Connor played.
There you go.
We've got guys in Stern that play. We could form a band right there with the people in Stern, but I've never heard any of them play.
You haven't?
No. I bring my guitar in when it's cold outside, and because we usually practice on Friday evenings, and so everybody stops by. They can I open it? Yeah, go ahead. And they sit there and noodle around a little bit, because everybody likes to play a different axe once in a while. But other than that, I haven't heard them play. And Steve now, his hearing's pretty bad, so he's got his old guitar back and he's starting to play again. He says, but it's hard for him. Yeah.
The fan layouts, the type of fan layouts where it's just a wave of shots, have more so become the norm in this DMD era. It's basically a lot of those in games. You seem to create more layouts of a different approach.
I've always done that, pretty much. But if you look at it, the fan layout is there. It's just
it's hidden. That aspect.
Yeah.
It's a different way of getting to it. Judge Dredd has these inner.
I don't like to make you shoot posts.
Right.
Like on the corner of a ramp. I don't want to put a post there if I don't have to. I mean, if I have to, then sometimes you got to do it. But if I got room for a target, there's going to be a target.
Yeah, why not make it to where the ball launches somewhere else and have it something to shoot for? There you go.
There you go.
It
could be. It could be.
Or magnetic. Trap that sucker. Oh man, I really want to get that ramp. And then shoot it right back down the middle. That earns. Magnets earn.
One of the best magnet games out there is the Dracula. That you got one right there in the lobby.
Oh yeah.
That's great. I love that mist multi-ball thing.
Watching the eye, watching people see it for the first time, they're like, huh?
What is that? Is that doing what I think it's doing?
And there's enough players that I have there that keep saying, are there magnets in this? I get enough of that, like, no.
It's air.
What designers inspired you, or do you like the designs of?
Wow, I like Steve's games. I like everybody's games, to be honest with you. If they have a good layout, I love playing them.
You never said, oh, I like to do something like that, or the no post thing. Like the less post is more.
The Firepower game did inspire my Raven, because I really just loved it. And I said, well, I'm going to try and do a little homage to Steve on this one. And we were at different companies. And so I did the Raven game and the layout is very similar to Firepower.
If
Other
you,
than that, I don't know if I've done anybody or any other game actually.
or yeah, so no shots or anything.
No,
or-
everything in mine has always been semi-conventional and sometimes really outside of the envelope.
Your own piecing things together.
Yeah.
Pieces you.
Yeah, sometimes
Compiled.
it worked real well, sometimes it didn't.
Sometimes it didn't.
But
What's one that just
they were
didn't? That you're like, oh, that didn't work. So one that
And
or
they
it
got to
could've.
production.
Yeah, you're like, it was all right. Mediocre. That's the word.
Gold Wings.
Golden. I haven't played that yet, but okay.
Yeah, look at it. It's
Okay.
that thing's cut up into like 3 or 4 different places. Pieces. It's got 2 flippers off to the right side. It's got another flipper on the left. It's got another flipper up on the top left going that way. It's different. There's a vertical loop on that game.
I played your Hollywood Heat. I've actually played the limited edition Miami Vice one with the alternate translite.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
It's got to be cool.
Yeah, you can get that translite, and there's also side.
I've seen the alternate Raven one.
Yeah, that's hot.
I love that.
That's great.
She's hot.
I'd route that. You know, sometimes all it takes is a translite.
Yeah.
You know.
No, it's good. I hated the translate we had in there. It looked like she was holding a blowtorch. I says, that's not muzzle flash. What's the matter with you? Too late. Oh, God.
There's a guy I know in Orlando, and he's taking a Hollywood Heat, tearing it down, and he's turning it into a Goonies.
Okay.
Have you heard of this?
No, but I've seen games that have been, metamorphed into something else, and I love it. I love it. I think it's a great idea. I could almost do it myself, to be honest with you.
You could. If you had the freedom to do any theme, what would it be?
Oh, I'd love to do the Beatles game. That's always been my desire. I wanted to do a tribute to them in their heyday.
Yeah.
And do like the Hard Day's Night
Yes.
era.
It's a great movie.
And that's as far as it would go, as far as this game would be concerned. They were just fun then.
What would you do? Is there anything? What would you do special in it? Because it'd have to be special.
Well, it'd probably be in black and white.
Yeah. That's
Except for maybe the name, Hard Day's Night, might be in red, and everything else is in black and white.
Wow.
The whole thing.
Yeah, that'd be. I could picture. Wow.
Well, that would be, that's me. I get talked into, oh no, we can't do that. Yes, we can. Don't say can.
Yeah. If you think you can't, you can't. If you think you can, you can.
Yeah.
I mean,
Push the envelope.
yeah. And I mean, eventually, you do so many themes, you do so many, kind of, each time Stern, whoever does the game, they do that theme, you can't really go back unless it's like 10 years later. Or, it's like, unless there's the market for it. So you kind
Doing
of...
sequels is something that I thought about. I had a Revenge of the Creature in mind before I got go over there at Williams. I was thinking about Revenge of the Creature.
Pinball 2000 Revenge.
Well, that wasn't even there when I got let go.
What? Yeah.
No.
That would be neat.
It could be. It could be fun. It could be fun. And that was also in 3D, by the way.
Yeah, right. Genesis is a neat game, and the video I have on YouTube of me playing and unlocking the robot, that's my most viewed video on my YouTube channel.
I'll be there.
It's getting hot. Even more than I got video of Attack from Mars when they have the color display on it. I got video of that when it just came out. It's just flying
I
high.
like to see that one, huh?
Because I guess people, one, haven't seen the game, two, good luck getting to the
Get
robot.
all the body parts. Lock the ball up.
And yeah, it was fun doing it.
It's a fun game.
My friend's like, I dropped the ball. And he's like, you jerk, why did you drop the ball?
That game was funny en route. What would happen is we end up in a bar someplace, and they would take the little doll out of there and they put something else in there.
Oh, really?
And we can just use your imagination as to what they would swap it out for.
What an idea.
And sometimes it was very nice, sometimes it was shocking.
Don't give me any interesting ideas.
It was great. But the thing was, they would keep people playing because they would change out what was in there. So it was the mystery.
Really?
What's in there? What's in there? You know? And the thing would turn over, and everybody would go, "Oh, that's terrible."
Well, in these days, since everybody has that smartphone, hey, if you unlock it, take a picture, you win it. You know,
It could be anything now.
Wow. What's the story behind Genesis? How did you get that theme?
I've always been a Metropolis fan.
Yeah.
I loved that ever since I was a young kid, because I saw it on our PBS station in Chicago, and I said, "Wow!" I was just blown away that was a 1926 movie. And the fact that it was silent, it was one thing. That's probably the only silent movie I would just sit down and watch at that age. And it was great. The special effects were fantastic. Yeah, and when she's metamorphosizes, and it's great stuff.
And anybody watching this, you just look it up on YouTube. You can watch it. It's
just in case.
Yeah. Look it up so you know what inspired it. Any hints at all about your new game that you're working on?
Can't say anything.
Nothing.
Nothing. It's just something that was handed to me again.
How handed? Like, you know,
like, here, you're doing this.
Is it? Do you like the theme at all?
Whether I like it or not is irrelevant.
Is irrelevant.
Yeah.
But you're still gonna put your unique twist on it.
Have to. Got to make it good.
How do you do that? How do you like? You get a theme.
You know, I work my games. I try to work my games as pinballs. They got to be a good pinball machine. It's got to play like a good pinball machine. And I don't care what the theme is. Sometimes it doesn't matter, because does the game play good? Yeah.
And does it translate? Yeah. If it's
then the rules come in, and that's sometimes the harder part. To get the rules going with the theme and the play field that they've been presented with.
And related, Mustang. Who else helped out on Mustang?
Rule-wise, everybody and every programmer in the place, just about. Layout-wise, it's mine.
Okay. How did George help?
He got the artist.
He got the artist, which was a task.
Yes.
Because they had parted ways.
Yes.
They did Ford GT design together, and then I don't know what happened.
And he did artwork for them too.
And artwork.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's what inspired George to go after him, because he saw Mustangs out there that this guy had done. Camillo Pardo.
And George is a Mustang guy.
Yes, he is. He's rebuilding him 69 himself.
And
yeah, he's got one in the works. So it was something he loved to do. It's a labor of love for him too.
And so but he didn't say, oh well, critique the design at all or give his ideas. He just let you do your own thing. Okay.
Oh, you mean everybody critiques, but the design is pretty much given their own head as far as what works and what won't work. If something doesn't work, you should be able to identify it right away.
Okay. What makes a good pinball designer? What does it take? Because you can watch a presentation video from this event, and we talked about
on tonight a little bit. I'm looking for the next generation of pinball designers. I don't see them yet.
What would it take though? Because the thing is, being creative is something you're not born. Every child is creative. Every child has an imagination. Then either delete it and you go and work in a cubicle, or you cultivate it and you have mastery. And then engineering, you can learn.
It has to be in you. You have to have a bit of artwork ability inside your creative ability, and you have to have a good mechanical sense in you too. The geometry end of the creativeness, where you like the way things are shaped, the way they flow, which translates real well into ball flow.
You have to have left and right brain. You really have to. So which one are you more so? Do you like the drawing and the conceptualizing?
I love the game out.
Yeah.
I love creating the game, and I do it all on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and do my sketches on there, and being fairly good as an artist, I can do things pretty much to scale. So everything I got on this 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper is almost, I would say probably 90 to 95% translatable full size. I may end up with a 4 bank instead of a 5 bank, things like that. But if I put flippers here and flipper up there and bumpers over there, they usually stay pretty much where they were.
You use pen and paper still. You stick
paper.
it.
Yep, that's
you don't.
eraser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And-
got a little light desk, light table. You know, I put a sheet out. I have a blank that I make, you know, with the bottom arch on it, and so things that aren't going to change.
Right.
You know, so if I have what we call the Italian bottom,
Let's get rid of
that.
No, let's get rid of that. Let's just put.
Well, we move them
Four
over
drop
a little
targets.
bit sometimes.
Okay.
Or maybe we'll make a second flipper on that side.
Right.
You know, or like what was it? The sharpshooter had the bumpers down there.
Well, Starship Troopers is the last game to have 2 flippers on that side. I would love to see that come back, something like that, or
It's possible.
it's possible. Probably, we don't know. So it does take engineering acumen, takes creative acumen, and somehow they have to work together as opposed to being a conflict of interest.
Right now I have 3 flippers on my next game.
Okay.
But not down there. I have 2 regular ones down there, and there's another one up in the playfield. But that's right now.
That's right now.
Yeah, we'll see.
You might have 4. You might have 5. 2.5. 2.5.
We'll see.
Well, excellent. Thank you for your time, and
You're welcome.
I'm rooting on new designers.
Yeah, me too. I really would like to see somebody start beating on our door. Say, hey man, I got an idea for a game. Yeah.
Not just that, but come in and save your money, come up and pay your dues. You're not just gonna get hired because you want to make a pinball machine.
Even when I went into the pinball industry, when I jumped out of printing, which I was doing, I was making a good dollar running a printing press, and I said I just had enough of it. It's not satisfying me. I've been through a number of jobs doing the same thing, and I'm trying to blame the job, and it wasn't the job.
No.
It was me. And so I totally flipped the book over and got something, took a huge cut in pay, and I've been happy doing it.
And would you be in? So you'd do an apprenticeship if someone came in, you'd be up game for that.
I've helped people all along back at Premier.
Because when you came in, you had to
Right.
learn from people.
Yeah, I had a mentor, and I worked with John Norris for a while, and I worked with Ray Tanzer for a while when I was over at Premier. Got them going and making games too, and they made their games. I says, you make your game, and I'm just going to help you out on the fine points, make things that work.
Well, I'm rooting Stern on. I know they're hiring some people here and there, for engineering or coding and stuff.
They have to get the support personnel, because they're just as important as the people who are creating the playfields. Because without any logistics support, nothing gets anywhere.
Thank you very much for your time.
Glad to do it.
I had a great time.